more than this.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you weren't even here last week.
You're right. Hello, online. I'm going to pull it up on my phone just to make sure we're good to go. All right. Awesome. Looks good. So, I'll have you guys... Yeah, we're about 5 minutes in. Have you guys swing the door shut for me. All right. Today, we're in the new year now, so we are just gonna... I don't know, you can't see that in the online, but yep. Re-energize your goal or pledge to goal 0. So we played this video last year, but we're gonna do it again because it just really is a good video. So let me put it on your screen. '86.
Oh,
Sean McNair, pilot Mike Smith.
I was back in Georgia somewhere in a truck stop playing a computer or a video game or a casino game. And this is on big screen up above me.
Mike Smith shaking hands with the closeout crew, which has assisted him in getting ready. T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We have main engines start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff of the 25th Space Shuttle mission, and it has cleared the tower.
Engine throttling up, 3 engine now at 104%.
Challenger, go with throttle up. Challenger, go with throttle up.
15 seconds, velocity 2,900 feet per second, altitude 9 nautical miles, downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
What you just saw, the destruction of the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1986, was no accident. It was a result of a normalization of deviance. I'm astronaut Mike Mullane. I'm a West Point graduate, but took my commission in the United States Air Force. I'm a combat veteran of Vietnam, and I flew 3 times on the Space Shuttle. That's an odd term. Normal, deviance. What does it mean? Normalization of deviance is that natural human tendency, particularly in pressure circumstances, to want to take a safety shortcut. The pressure you may be under is family pressure. There's something going on at the home that's putting you under pressure. Could be budget pressure. Schedule pressure is certainly a huge hammer. But it is a very human thing to find yourself in a pressure circumstance. You have a job to do, and that job may involve hazards. You have safety standards that are expected of you in executing this job. But now you rationalize that because of this pressure you're under, you're not going to be able to do that job and meet those safety standards. It may be a situation something like this. You have a job to do in the plant or the refinery. It involves hazards, and you know you're supposed to wear protective equipment to do it. But you rationalize, that's going to take time, and I don't have time to dress in that protective equipment. I have to get home to take the kids to the ball game. I have to get on to my lunch break. I got to get on to the next job, whatever. And you say to yourself, well, I've also done this job 1,000 times in the past, and nothing bad has ever happened. I could certainly do it this one time without wearing protective equipment and get away with it. And that's exactly what you do. You take that safety shortcut. And what happens? What are the consequences of you doing that? There are none. There are no bad consequences immediately. You get the job done, you're not injured, the boss doesn't call and scream at you, you get on to your lunch break, you get on to the next job, you get home to take the kids to the ball game, whatever. There's a happy outcome all around. What's that going to do? It's going to start forming this false feedback in your brain. The absence of something bad happening when I took this safety shortcut means it was safe to do so. So what's going to happen the next time you find yourself in these same pressure circumstances? And there's always a next time. Because there were no negative consequences the first time you took that safety shortcut, you're going to be mightily tempted to do it again. And you do it enough times, and slowly what happens? The shortcut becomes the norm. You get away with it so many times, that loop is reinforced. The absence of something bad happening means it was safe to take the shortcut. That is reinforced over and over and over until the shortcut becomes the norm. Here's where you're supposed to be in meeting standards and doing this hazardous job, and meeting safety standards and doing this hazardous job. Here's where you are. This deviance is now invisible to you. It has been normalized into your behavior, into your actions. And what happens with normalization of deviance is it leads to predictable surprises. And in hazardous environments, as you face in those plants and in those refineries, and as astronauts face in space, a predictable surprise can be injurious and it can be deadly. And if you ever want an object lesson in a predictable surprise, look at Challenger. Challenger was no accident. Challenger was a predictable surprise.
Okay, so we showed this again, like I said, because it's a good video. This is what happens when you cut corners, not just in something. I mean, even someone as big as NASA cut corners and... Oh! Un momento, por favor. Okay, so we justify something is safe in our mind to do it, when in reality, it's not, right? So, when we talk about Destination Zero like we are today, or like when anyone mentions it out there, are we actually thinking about what we can do to have zero injuries, zero spills, zero accidents, or are we just sitting here going through the motions, and then at the end we sign that paper that says, yeah, totally up for Destination Zero? Do we actually think about things when we're out there? How about you guys online?
Right.
Complacency, yes, that's huge. So, yeah, sitting. If you think about what we just watched in that video, like I said, even NASA, they normalized the problem, something huge happened. If you've ever been around helicopters, physics, according to physics, should not be able to fly. So the people that work on them, rebuild them, and fly them, they focus on the small things, the things that don't seem important, the mundane things. That applies to us in our jobs as well. Little things like chocks, cones, grounding your truck, those little things that seem unimportant and mundane, those are important. Those are big things that if something, an explosion like Challenger blowing up, you guys work with H2S out where you're at, grounding your truck dissipates static. So something small and mundane like that can end up being huge in the long run, right? And that's a small event. That's, we have bigger events that have happened at this point. Destination Zero is zero injuries, zero incidents, zero injuries, spills, anything like that. So all of that equates in the long run to an incident, and then we don't reach goal zero. The point of goal zero is to have none of those problems. And if you think about this, so you should go home the same way that you came to work, right? Hopefully not missing any fingers, same condition that you left home as. So, 2020 will be challenging. Trucking companies are competing with other industries to attract and retain high-quality drivers. We're seeing more and more competition in our field, in Wyoming and in Texas. We have many new drivers, some with not a whole lot of experience in what we do. So it's a lot easier for you guys that have been doing what you've been doing for a long time to kind of beat in goal zero. You get complacent the longer you've been here. You've been doing a routine. You get sucked into it. You start taking shortcuts, start cutting corners, and then incidents happen when we do that, right? All right, so where was I? So when you guys are out there, we want you to do more about hazard recognition. Make sure you're filling out your JSAs. If there are hazards, those are how we communicate with each other. If there's hazards, make sure you're putting there's a hazard on there. Make sure you're documenting what the hazard actually is. Situational awareness when you're out there, any situations around you, your surroundings. Make sure you're reporting all your near misses, your unsafe conditions. And if you're uncomfortable with something, or you think something is going to cause an injury or an incident or something, be comfortable using stop work authority. If something's going to happen, it's better to be safe than sorry. Make sure you're shutting that work down. Goal Zero is a long road. We just started 2020. Goal Zero lasts the whole year. 2017, our North Dakota branch did it, and that's something big in North Dakota, you know. So it's totally possible. We as an entire company can reach that. You guys just each have to do your own part in it. So I think a lot of you guys, we've been, this last few months, we've been doing a lot of retraining on everything. We've been going through our Goal Zero. You guys have been signing your papers and everything. So I'm not sure where you guys are caught up in this room with your Goal Zero. But when we're done, you guys in this room, there's only, 9 or 10 of you. We'll sign your paper. You'll be good to go again. Obviously, this is only if you pledge to do that, right? Goal Zero isn't just signing a paper. It's actions out there in the field as well. So y'all all seen this paper. We just did onboarding this week as well. They've signed their paper. They've gone through this. So, you know, we talk about getting home safe to your families and everything as well. Which is, you know, the most important thing, but also not only does this keep you going home to your friends and family, it also keeps Prairie working as a company. We've talked constantly about how incidents affect us as an entire company, and this Goal Zero is just another measurement of that, along with our safety rating. So reaching Goal Zero, again, meaning no incidents, accidents, injuries, this keeps our safety rating down, and in turn keeps our company at the top of our customers' priority list. So they know we're going to do the job, we're going to take care of it, we're going to do it right, and we're going to do it safe. If we have, you know, excessive amounts of incidents happening, we're probably not going to be their first call to get out there and get the job done. So that does it for Goal Zero. Take your time, follow your policies, follow your procedures. I say this constantly. Taking an extra 5 minutes for each of the things you do, you know, even if it adds up to an extra half an hour during your day, that extra half an hour you take isn't going to take a whole load away from you, right? So slow down, take your time, take an extra half an hour during your day, and make sure you're getting it done right. I don't have any operations for Texas. I do have some. I'm assuming these are pretty much the same ones we are constantly talking about. Cold starts, you guys have to do your pre-trips. We've talked about this a couple times. You got to do your pre-trips, and they have to be documented on your tablets. Again, remember we got audited. We got that 4-second average pre-trip time. That is not good. They need to be a minimum of 15 minutes. So
that's hard on the equipment too.
Yeah, cold starts. Got to let your truck run. It's the middle of winter, so let them run. What'd you say?
Be minimum 130 degrees.
Yeah, minimum 130 degrees, yeah.
Because that there was 45 minutes there.
I thought they said 140 to 150.
Well, one of the things a cold start does do is starve the engine for oil because it's not circulating like it should.
Yeah.
So yeah. If you're in the yard less than 15 minutes, you're not doing it right.
That's good. The truck's been sitting there idle for 12 hours.
I don't know about anybody else, but I didn't realize cold start meant driving the engine less than 130.
Right.
You know, lighten it, go, not checking your fluids. You know, it's a gamble.
Point being,
Point
if you're doing your proper pre-trips, your truck should be good to go when you start. I also have truck schedule here. I'm assuming that means. Did you write this? Jason must have written it.
Probably.
I'm assuming that means make sure you're staying with your start times again.
Could have been Kyle.
Could have been Kyle.
Leaving the yard at your start time.
Yeah. Stay on track with your schedules. Yes. Okay. I have some questions online. Bill, I'm not sure about the spills last year and how many this year. I'll get those numbers and put them in next week's. What?
567
spills
for the year.
last year?
Yeah.
567 spills last year. Does that sound right, Gilby? 2019?
Gilby, yeah, wow.
All right.
Trying not to remember that.
David Gay, I'm assuming you're talking about Omni. I don't know much about Omni at this point.
What's the question?
Where's JSA with the new dispatch program?
It probably isn't in there. I think we have the ability to add it later, but I don't think it's in there.
Okay.
So they need to be doing papers.
Paper for water? I mean, it's not implemented yet, right?
I mean,
If there's not one in there, we'll probably have to use paper ones for now, so we'll have to get more of those out again.
Okay. Ray, next H2S class is actually tomorrow at noon 30, 12:30. When is training on Omni? That's a question.
I'm not sure.
I would assume after it gets implemented.
Well, it started using it on
Oh,
first.
I thought it was the 14th.
We're using it.
Oh, well, training on Omni then.
forthcoming. In other words.
Paper JSAs are in the driver's room, correct?
Should be.
Yeah, they should still be there.
I'll also throw some in the Suburban and take them with me when I go to Cheyenne and Gillette and bring some down there for you guys. Will. You know what I meant when I go to remote locations. Okay, anything else? No? Anything else online? Wonderful. That is all for today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot me a text or give me a call.
I got the electricity out there.
And we're good to go. Thanks for coming.
No.